students watching, we're ready to start our science lesson. Today, before we learn about a topic, I have some questions for you. Can you name me all about the things about mammals? Yes, mammals are like warm-blooded. They are also like born young. They are took care of when they are young. Mammals don't have more than 4 limbs. You know that we are mammals because when I was born, my mom took care of me. But now I'm so young, so my mom must still take care of me. I don't have more than 4 limbs. See, I'm a mammal. I'm warm-blooded. Let's open a science book to page 173. Reptiles. A lizard or turtle can be a fun pet to have. If this is your pet, then you already know a lot about reptiles. Reptiles are a class of vertebrates that include snakes, lizards, turtles, crocodiles, and alligators. Although many reptiles enjoy the water, they do not begin their life in the water as amphibians do. Most reptiles hatch from lizard-like eggs. When they do hatch, they look like their parents right away. So, students watching, if you have a turtle or a lizard, that means your pet is a reptile. You might know a lot about reptiles already because you have a reptile pet. You know that reptiles are not born just like the reptiles are not born like amphibians. They're born exactly like their parents. They're not like amphibians. Though many of the reptiles like to stay in the water, but the beginning of their life was on the land. Let's continue. All reptiles live with lungs their entire lives. Like amphibians and most fish, reptiles do not take care of their babies. Do you remember what God gives animals to know how to survive and do the job He planned for them? Insects help reptiles know how to survive and do the job God planned for them. You know what is an instinct? An instinct is something that you know already. No one teach you. You know already when you're born what you do exactly. Example, a sea turtle was born on the beach. It have an instinct just to go where it's supposed to be, but not like mammals. I was a mammal, and I don't really know where to go when I was a small little baby. Reptiles are cold-blooded. Because they become the same temperature as the air around them, they cannot live where it is very cold or very hot. You have probably seen a turtle sunning itself on a rock or log. It is using the sun's heat energy to warm its body so that it will not get too cold. After it becomes warm enough, it will slip back into the water to look for food. Have you ever saw a turtle just sitting on a rock? I'm not sitting like what humans do. It's just sunning on the rock or a log. They're getting the temperature into the body. Like most fishes and amphibians, they do not live like they do not they cannot have like a time. They cannot stay in the place that is kind of like very cold and very hot. They will stay in a temperature that is warm, not so cold and not so hot. Just like most amphibians and fishes, they are cold-blooded. A cold-blooded cold-blooded means that you the same temperature as outside. The temperature doesn't stay the same all the time. That's what it meant. Or amphibians have smooth, moist skin. Reptiles have dry, scaly skin. The turtle has a hard, protective shell instead of scales. It needs this extra protection because it moves very slow. It cannot outrun its enemy. A turtle? A turtle is a kind of animal. A turtle have a shell. It walks very, very slow. That's why God gave the turtle its shell. It cannot outrun its enemy. So the turtle walks slow. It cannot really run so fast, but the enemy were chasing it. It can just go into its shell. The turtle will stick to a shell, not like a hermit crab. A hermit crab must find a shell, like when they're grown up, they should just find another shell. The shell wasn't part of their house at all, but the shell was a turtle's house. It was one of the turtle's body parts. God uses the color and body markings of reptiles to protect them as well. Most of them use camouflage to blend into their surroundings. The chameleon can even change colors depending on where it is. Some reptiles can change into the color where they are. Like example, there's a chameleon. You see here? Like there's a log and there's its enemy. It'll be just like the log changing into the color brown. Then nobody can see it at all. That is what camouflage means. Many reptiles are carnivores. A small lizard can look for insects to eat. A large reptile such as a crocodile can hunt large animals visiting its water source. Other reptiles such as turtles are herbivores or omnivores. So you know that some reptiles are not just meat eater, they are also a plant eater. Sometimes a reptile are both plant eater and what again? Meat eater. If the lizard or a reptile is both meat eater or a plant eater, it is called a carnivore. I mean omnivore. Something to remember. Reptile characteristics. Reptile characteristics. All reptiles breathe with lungs. All reptiles are covered with dry scales. All reptiles are cold-blooded. You know that mammals are not cold-blooded, right? But reptiles are not warm-blooded. Mammals are warm-blooded, but reptiles are cold-blooded. All reptiles are covered with scales from top to toe. Let's get at your pencil and do a comprehension check. Classify. Place these animals in the correct category. So let's answer it together. In amphibian and reptile. Frog, newt, and salamander are amphibians. Reptile. Snake, turtle, and lizards are reptile. Matching. Write the letter of the correct answer in the blank. Reptile skin is letter C because it's dry and scaly. Amphibian skin. Letter E, smooth and moist. Reason reptiles sun themselves. Cold-blooded design. Letter B, ability to blend in with surroundings. Letter A, camouflage. Number 5, what God gives animals to know how to survive and do the job? Answer. Let's turn to the next page. Venom. A poison some animals can give by a bite or sting. Snakes. Like most reptiles, snakes usually have markings and colors to match the surroundings. Do you remember what this is called? A well-camouflaged snake can easily hide where it lives. Some snakes, however, are brightly colored. One bright snake is called the coral snake. It is a venomous snake. A venomous animal can give a poison by a bite or sting. A coral snake's venom is so dangerous that it does not need to hide. Other animals stay away from it. God gives many venomous animals red markings to warn people and other animals to stay away. God gave a coral snake red markings just to let the other animals and people know that the snake was venomous. A coral snake was one of them. Well, I have a friend, her name was Abby. She told me that a snake that is black, orange, and red is very venomous. Venomous is more than poisonous, she said. She said so. And this snake was black, orange, and red, just as she said so. So this is a coral snake. A coral snake is very dangerous. But some snakes are not so dangerous that you can even keep them as a pet. Some venomous snakes, however, do not have warning colors. The African vine snake looks and even acts like a tree vine. It uses its camouflage to help it catch food. You know vine snake? African vine snake is here. I read a make-believe story that there are children going into a treehouse and they was in a rainforest. They was riding a boat and then they saw a vine snake. They thought it was a vine, so they just get it, just hold it, but it's actually a snake. And one of the children screamed. Lizards. God provided the lizard with a very interesting way of protection itself. The lizard's tail is divided into sections. These sections can snap off. If a predator pounces on the lizard's tail, the tail snaps off. The lizard kept keeps running while the enemy is distracted by a section of tail the lizard left behind. The lizard will grow a new tail later. I heard my dad told a story when he was small. He saw a lizard. He just got a broom and just head off its tail. The tail came off, and the tail was wiggling, and the lizard ran away. This was also a story. Like there was a lizard and a snake. The snake was the lizard's predator. The snake just bite the lizard's tail. The lizard went to his friends and asked if he can borrow a tail. But eventually, he just grew a new one. Turtles. Turtles can be called by different names depending on where they live. Often, land turtles are called tortoises because all turtles are reptiles that breathe air with lungs. Many turtles can hide their head inside their shell for protection. A snapping turtle, however, is able to defend itself with its powerful bite. It does not need to hide in its shell. A snapping turtle might be a dangerous animal. Its snap was so loud that everyone can hear it. It don't need to even go into its shell because its teeth are so sharp and it just like snapping it with its mouth. Very powerful. Alligators and crocodiles. Both alligators and crocodiles are very large predators. Alligators are only found in the United States, while crocodiles live all over the world. They look very similar, but a crocodile has a longer head than an alligator. Its snout looks like a V. Can you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile from these pictures? An alligator was found in the United States, but the crocodile was found all around the world. The crocodile's snout was like a V, a sharp V, but the alligator's snout was shorter than the crocodiles. Please complete the comprehension check with your on-site teacher, and I see you in my next lesson. And I see you next time.